Hey everyone, how are you? Good to see you all for another Nights with Ping for a Tuesday night. It's Tuesday over there, Wednesday here. Kathy Lynch says, I'm here first. I know, I don't know what happened to the other two that are normally here first, but somehow you have kidnapped them, disposed of them, and somehow become first. I don't know. I don't know where you put them, but it happened. Hey Kathy, how are you? DJ, how are you, buddy? Sherry. Sherry says, sitting in uncomfortable hospital furniture with my mom. She had her heart ablation today and is extremely sore. She has to spend the night, so I'm staying too. It's like a bunk party with your parents. I guess that is sort of fun. I hope she feels better. Sherry Runs Late says we have wicked weather coming in tomorrow. I have to drive home in it. It's a little crazy here right now too. It's supposed to be like 40 degrees and it's not. And there's like storms coming through, yet there's a massive fire risk. So I don't know what's going on, but they warned us today was supposed to be like the worst day all week, and it's sort of not eventuating, which is good. Hey, Marilyn. Good to see you. Sean's here. Edget. Bad storms here near Chicago. Actually, I saw up in Green Bay and Chicago area are expecting some overnight storms that are supposed to be pretty bad. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a mix of rain and like thunder snow or something, but they were talking about some sort of heavy sleet. Hey, Juniper, how are you? Laura G. Lola's here. Hey, how are you? Emily Narb. Thanks for the link earlier. Yep, another Maria. Nana Lana. Laura, did I say hello to Laura G? I thought I did. I was watching all the wild weather on Ryan Hall's. I saw another one today. It wasn't Ryan's channel, it was someone else that had a very similar looking channel. And I was like, I've never seen that one before. Hey, Beth B and Marlene Clausen. Good to see you all. Yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a weird day here. We're all supposed to be on fire alert, but it sort of didn't happen. They're talking about this was supposed to be the beast day of fire and all this stuff. I'll show you. Actually, I can probably show you what the headline says. Where is it? Here. I'm not in the fire zone, but I am interested in keeping an eye on it. See, Victorians urged to leave fire risk zones by midday as horror day looms. Thousands of Victorians in bushfire threat zones have been urged to leave before midday as conditions worsen, with any break from extreme conditions not expected to arrive until after sundown. But the temperature has sort of dropped. It's not got as high as they thought it was going to get. It's about 5 degrees cooler than they anticipated. So I'm hoping that is good news, although there are dry thunderstorms crossing the state right now. So I'm hoping they're not producing any lightning. Let's hope not. So yeah, a bit of a weird situation. It's supposed to be on this big fire thing, and I don't know, it's not really coming together. How is everyone out there? Tornadoes everywhere? Really? Is it that big of a day in Feb? Hold on. Chicago area. Severe storms bring tornadoes, hail to Chicago area as cold front pounds through. Record heat, tornadoes, and snowstorm roller coaster temperature forecast across the US. Possible tornadoes. How many tornadoes came through today? Several confirmed tornadoes. Yeah, this was the area I was looking at earlier. Is this Yeah, this is the area they had on the, Wisconsin channel for I was watching the VU, Elijah Vu, press conference, and then they switched over to the weather, and I was watching that big front come through. Tornado warning, Lake County. Several confirmed tornadoes. Wait, let's have a look. We'll get onto the, crime in a second. I just wanna have a look at this National, SPC, Storm Prediction Center. Let's see what they're saying. Let's see what the reports are. Where's the storm reports? Here. Uh, I can't remember how to do this. Where is it? Today's storm reports, yes. So they're saying, I know this is going to be really white for people. Sounds like photo shared of tornado near Hinckley. Reports of damage to trees, power poles, fencing. These are all in Illinois, Kane County and DeKalb County, Cook County, Illinois. Reports of a possible tornado north of I-90. Estimated time by radar. Yeah, so it's like a cold front. You can see up here, they're all in this line where it all came through. You could see that front was pushing through this area, and that's where they've all sort of, yeah, all in a line, just kind of spouted from the front. Very vigorous, probably because of the different dynamics. You're getting cold with hot and cold, and winds and tornadoes. Hail the size of golf balls. No dudes here today? Yeah, it's not a very dude channel today. I don't know where all the boys are. They're off. Okay, all right, no more thunderstorms. Maybe when we get into storm season, I will actually wake up a little earlier and we'll cover severe weather coming in, like for like high risk days if there are any. Actually, there hasn't been any in like 3 years, so that is good news. Don't want high risk days. All right, let's get to the title story. We know a little bit more about the woman killed in Soho 54 hotel. Yeah, you would have heard. I didn't cover it. I don't know why. He was denied extradition to New York because the judge was basically like, "Hey, you guys do a crap job. I'm not going to send him to New York where you're going to basically just let him out on the street. So we're going to keep him here in Arizona where we do things right, and we're going to keep him locked up." It was I've never seen anything like that before in a extradition case. It says Arizona police say Rad Amasori went into graphic detail about how he murdered Denise. That's awful. And it says the 26-year-old appeared in court for the first time since the February 8th murder as prosecutors in New York and Arizona fight over where he will be tried because he did some stuff in Arizona too. Not, he said, not a single woman on this planet likes me, so I was very upset. Yes, beating them with stuff is the quickest way to get them to like you. Alleged sex killer Rad Amasori boasted to police of the sheer effort involved in murdering a New York prostitute who just wouldn't die. The 26-year-old appeared at a detention hearing in Arizona for the first time since he was pulled from a stolen vehicle and arrested at gunpoint in Phoenix on February 18th. Details of another 3 sex attacks have emerged since the mother of 2, Denise, was found beaten to death at New York's Soho 54 hotel in February. Arizona Police Detective Jeremy Goebel said Amasuri went into graphic detail about how he began strangling her after an argument erupted over how long he could stay. In his words, she just wouldn't die. There's a photo of him. This is the guy. They tracked his ass down and got him. There's a photo of his victim, Denise. They said bits of plastic were found embedded in her head. That is very troubling. There's another full frontal photo. Hey, I forgot the camera. How's it going? Yes, a sex worker. Sex worker, prostitute, whatever you want to call her. It says, when strangling did not work, he wrenched her head from side to side in a bid to snap her neck before battering her with an iron. She was already dying from her injuries by the time he tried to suffocate her with a sock and blanket. And he said, not a single woman on this planet likes me, so I was very upset. Apparently, the fate of him has become a political football after Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell said she would not send him back to New York for trial, having observed the treatment of violent criminals in New York area by the Manhattan DA there, Alvin Bragg. I think it's safer to keep him here and keep him in custody so that he cannot be out there doing this to individuals either in our state, county, or anywhere else in the United States. A spokesman for Bragg said it was deeply disturbing that Mitchell is playing political games in a murder investigation. I think she's just more concerned you're not gonna do the right thing, buddy. New York's murder rate is less than half that of Phoenix, Arizona, because of the hard work of the NYPD and all our law enforcement partners. It's a slap in the face to them and to the victim in this case to refuse to allow us to seek justice and full accountability for a New Yorker's death. I think you'd have to ask a New Yorker rather than a political person what they think. I don't live there, so I don't know. Arizona police say Almanor carjacked and stabbed a woman in Phoenix on February 17th before kidnapping and stabbing a McDonald's employee in nearby Surprise, Arizona the next day. Goebel told the court that he allegedly followed the 18-year-old victim into the McDonald's bathroom, crawled under the door into her stall before pepper spraying her and stabbing her in the neck as she screamed. She later described him as having evil eyes. The officer said he also spoken of a plan to kill his father and stepmother and burn down their house. At a press conference last week, the NYPD revealed that Amasori was on bail at the time of the murder for attacking and sexually assaulting another woman in Florida in April 2023. It says Leah Palin, 26, says Amasori, 26, held her captive in Orlando, Florida before choking and sexually assaulting her. Apparently, he told her, "I hate that I have to do this. I hate that I have to kill you." That's what he told her during the assault. He was arrested but freed on a $2,500 bail in September of last year. Despite my chilling warning to the Florida state attorney that his actions were indicative of a potential serial killer, they callously released one charge, which was the car theft, according to his Florida victim. The blood of an innocent mother stains their hands. Florida's justice system has not only failed me, but has turned a blind eye to the impending danger he posed to countless other women. I think that's a very true statement. NYPD Chief of Detective Joseph Kenney said that he had an extensive out of state arrest history, having previously been arrested in Florida, Texas, and Arizona. Surveillance footage of him on the night of Denise's murder showed him wearing her leggings along a well lit Manhattan street after allegedly leaving his own blood soaked pants at the scene. There's a photo of that. Where is that? Hold on, I want to show you that. Here. That's him wearing her leggings because his ones had too much blood on it. Remember how he said like they found a pair of bloody pants outside the front of her apartment, of her hotel? Yeah. So he pinched her leggings, left her there naked and exposed, and decided to walk home in her leggings. He looks bizarre. I mean, no offense, any guy that wants to wear leggings, go for it. But in this case, it looks a bit weird. It just doesn't match the outfit. I've seen guys do it and they wear their, exercise stuff, and this looks a bit odd. I'm surprised no one took photos or called it in at the time. I think he does, yes. Hey, Kim. Good to see you. Hey, LA. Good to see you. What's not there, my friend? I don't know what she's talking about. Good to see you, though, LA. Good to see you. Oh, it's not posting your comments. Oh, I see. Sorry about that. I am not. We don't. I have no. I have no moderator restriction on the chat at all. The only thing you can't do is post links. That's all. If you post a link, it'll look like you posted it, but it doesn't come up. That's all. Yeah, he put on her leggings. Shell Huffman says that is a look. It's something. It's disturbing. It's disturbing that he stole her pants. This is the woman he attacked in Florida and held her captive in Orlando. He has a type, although she's a different body shape compared to the other woman, but very sort of similar. They have very similar look. He has a type, brunettes, apparently. At a press conference, yep, we read that. He very easily could have been a serial killer. I'm surprised this is the first woman he has killed. He seems like he just is intent on hurting women. Apparently, Kenny said that Almanor had purchased a plane ticket from Florida to New York on January 26. According to Kenny, he used his credit card usage 3 days later in the Big Apple and visited an escort in Upper Manhattan on February 6. The body of Denise was found on the morning of February 8th, and 4 days later, he is said to have flown back to Arizona from Newark. He was booked into the Maricopa County Jail on charges of attempted murder, aggravated assault, and theft. He was also charged with robbery, assault, theft, criminal damage in a separate Phoenix investigation. God, this guy's got like every rap sheet in the world. Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell pictured. There you go. There's a lady who put up a fight to not send him back to New York. She ordered her staff not to cooperate with plans to send him back to New York. Yeah, that's interesting. There's Alvin Bragg from New York, the New York DA. Kenny added that the extradition could now take days, weeks, it could be months to figure this out. Following the alleged crime, John Kelly, a criminal profiler, told Fox News that he was showing disturbing traits of being a budding serial killer. He escalated very quickly within weeks, months. He went from just attacking women during, you know, intimate moments, and then to holding them hostage, and then abusing them, and then murdering them. So he has something against women. Maricopa Commissioner Lindsay Coates ruled that Almanor will remain behind bars without bail due to the danger he poses to the public, but insists she will not intervene in the two over extradition. She said, "I'm not making a determination about bail and his eligibility. Therefore, based on any information related to a separate proceedings in New York City, it's a totally separate proceeding. I'm only making a decision about this case today, so that's my decision about this case." In other words, don't bring me into your don't bring me into your squabbling between Arizona and New York. I don't want a bar of it. If you want to deal with that, you can open up a separate proceeding and deal with it. That's pretty funny. Oh, Emily says, I'm behind. Hold on, guys. 1 second. All right. Sienna says, I'm a wee bit late. That's okay. I hope you and the baby do well. You know. Hey, Marilyn. That's very kind of you. I appreciate you leaving a like. All right. So I think we know a lot about this guy now. He almost seems like an incel who probably doesn't even know what an incel is, but displays a lot of the traits of one, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out he was part of the online community for those type of people. But so far, I haven't seen anything. But let's watch his arrest. I want to see his arrest. It's up here. Because he looks like he does look like a serial killer, right? He just looks vacant. When you see him, he does horrible things to women, but he's just so almost compliant in some places. Like this, he's not fighting. He's just like, oh yeah, handcuffs. They're cool. All right, hold on. Sorry, I have to mute it. They got like a song that plays in the background. Yeah, you said you were late. There you go, arrested. I wouldn't say like he fought very much, right? No resisting. And this is him here.
For the bail eligibility hearing in CR 2024-108-082-001 in State versus Rod Almanor. Appearances, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Katie Campbell appearing on behalf of the state. We do have victims both in court as well as online.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Dakota Johnson, on behalf of Rod Almanor, who's present in custody to my left sitting.
And sir, if you could please state your true name and date of birth.
Rod Noah Almanor, 8/15/97.
Thank you. And for anybody who was on the line as a victim or a representative of a victim, let me briefly go through the victim rights advisement. What that says is if you are the scheduling and sentencing and to receive restitution from a person who is convicted of causing your loss. If you have not already been provided with a written statement of all victim rights, please contact the Victim Services Division of the Prosecutor's Office.
Just last couple of questions, Detective. Going back to the Phoenix incident, were Phoenix detectives able to obtain surveillance video from that shopping center or plaza that we described that has the Starbucks and the medical facility?
Yes, they were.
Any additional witnesses from the state?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
And does the state rest?
Yes.
Over to defense. Any witnesses from defense?
No, Your Honor.
And does defense rest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, ready for argument?
Thank you, Your Honor.
I am going to find that the state has met the burden of proof, evident, or presumption. Great that the defendant committed one or more of the offenses alleged in count 6. I'll make the finding as to each of the counts. I'm sorry, there are 7 counts. 7. I am also finding that, again, based on the evidence presented at the hearing through testimony, that there is clear and convincing evidence that the defendant poses a substantial danger to not only the victims listed in the charges, but also to the community as a whole. And I'm also finding that there is no condition or combination of conditions of release that would reasonably assure the safety of the victim or the community at large.
There we go. A little bit of insight into that court hearing. Kim says guys like him hate women, abuse women, but are usually very subdued when other men are around. Yeah, beta males who can't handle men who are, bigger, more important than them. So they abuse women because they see women as inferior to them, which is horrible. Yeah, his stare. I know, it's almost like the robot turned off. It's almost like he's just like, okay, I'm caught now. Turn all the circuits off, and you're just like, staring down. Yeah, they're like, do we have to be here with him? Good to see everyone. Who rocked up? Danny Mitchell, the chat celebrity. Reby is here. Peekaboo Cockett's here. How are you, my friend? And LMS83, hey, my friend, how are you? Who's a girl? And Susanna. Susanna says, I wish they wouldn't show these defendants up so close. Keep the camera on them. I don't want to stare at them. Do you mean you don't like what they were doing in like the Lori Vallow thing where they were just like focused on her like the whole time? And yeah, I guess so. You should have like the whole courtroom, like sort of a landscape view. You can see the judge and the defense and the prosecution, and yeah, I sort of get that. Yeah. Sean says it makes him feel powerful and emasculating. Hey, actually, it's Girl Scout cookie season, right? Or is it just about to finish? I was going to put a call out a couple of weeks ago, and I totally forgot. But if anyone wants to be nice and find me a bunch of Girl Scout cookies, let me know, and I will. I'll pay for them and pay for the shipping. But if anyone wants to do that, get in touch. sundaywithping@gmail.com. I haven't had Girl Scout cookies in like... A friend of mine sent them to me from the US in like 2014. But yeah, good reminding. Thank you, Burnt Popcorn. I forgot that February is Girl Scout cookie month. But yum, sounds good. I'm a thin mint kind of person. I like the mint chocolate. Yes, cookies. All right, let's move on. You know, there's this weird. Actually, we have two stories. Do you want something that's criminal or should be criminal, but is a bit lighter, or do you want to go into something that really is still very bad? Let me know, and I'm going to look the other one up and get ready for it anyway. All right, I found it. You guys let me know which one you want. Oh, I like all of them, like the peanut butter. I like a lot. They're all pretty good. I can't remember what they're called though. I'd have to look them up again. But I remember last time our friend sent us like a variety of all different ones. It was like a peanut butter one. There was some chocolate Samoa or something. They were all pretty good. Ah, that's a good idea, Alana. You know, they just don't sell them here. They don't sell them like our local Girl Scouts don't do them either. They used to, but they only used to produce shortbread, like a shortbread, no flavors, and that's it. All right, we'll do the funny one. It says Glasgow Willy Wonka experience called a farce as tickets refunded. I thought you guys might like this. It says event billed as immersive celebration of chocolate cancelled after children left in tears at sparsely decorated warehouse. And here is sort of what it looked like. So this is the photo they put up on their advertising page. Look, I think all of us would know that there's no such thing as this place. But this is what they got. Something that you that you wouldn't even find at the local fair. At the local fairground, they do better than this. And I'm going to show you some more photos. It says it was built as a celebration of chocolate in all delightful forms, but ended up as a tragic tale of worthy of an Oompa Loompa song. Police were called to a venue in Glasgow last weekend after furious families who spent hundreds of pounds on Willy's chocolate experience complained about the awful event that left children in tears and was abruptly cancelled midway through. Event organizer House of Illuminati, who charged up to £35 for tickets, promised an immersive experience based on the Warner Brothers film Wonka, and basically, apparently, a lot of the people got there, saw what was there, and found the owner and basically threatened him. They were really mad. So it says, but instead, when eager families turned up to the address, an industrial area in Glasgow, they discovered a sparsely decorated warehouse with a scattering of plastic props, a small bouncy castle, and some backdrops pinned against the walls. After an immediate and angry response from early arrivals who demanded their money back, organizers called a halt to the event only hours after opening, but failed to inform later attendees, some of who had traveled substantial distances and are now demanding their train costs to be refunded too. I want to show you, there's a better overlook of it. Hold on, Glasgow Olympics experience. Let me find the other one. There's one that has really good photos. Where is it? Here's one of them. So this is like what they got when they got there. It's so immersive. It's super immersive. I can see the Oompa Loompas and the chocolate everywhere. Yeah, people were describing it like the Fry Festival. It's a giant scam basically. And a dude on Twitter, where is it? A guy on Twitter, I did some background checking into the guy who ran it and said that he had a dodgy history and was known to do this type of stuff. This is some of the props. They look like they came out of like a $2 store. They don't even look custom made. They're like, we need some mushrooms. Yeah, that'll do. We need some giant flowers. Sure, they'll do. Yeah. Apparently refunds were given, but Yeah, they got to walk across here, through here, and then down into that jumping castle area. I saw another one though. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it for you. It actually showed a bit more of it. Here, I can show you. So this is on Twitter. This is part of it, but it just was like in a straight line. There, look. It's so immersive. Look at that. Look at that hang up. I mean, you pay £35 for that. Of course you would. And oh my god, it's a rainbow. And look, a giant gummy bear. That's so giant. The giantest. And then a random TV, apparently. It was pretty bad. Like maybe I could show you like some of the photos of what they promised. Where is it? Here. So like they use all these type of AI generated images in their sales pitch. That was for a different event they were trying to sell. But they do stuff like this. I mean, if you're gonna be really extravagant and over the top, you're gonna have to bring that when you have the event. You can't have some crappy event that we just saw. Yeah, right, there's nothing there. There's just random stuff. It looked like a random warehouse that had been robbed. Oh, Juniper says, I want to try Girl Scout cookies. Ping, you should organize a group order for us Aussies. I am happy to help. Yeah, we could do something like that. But Mopper says you're going to get a deluge of them. I would share with my other Aussie people in the chat. I wouldn't keep them all for myself. I'm not like that. I would want other people to help. Yeah, so what a rip-off this event was. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I read it. You have to have some real, real cojones to really let children come to this thing and then be so disappointed in it. I mean, isn't disappointing children like the first sin of the Bible or something? I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, maybe it's not, but I would be pretty disappointed. I wish I could find the other article. It had way better photos. This one might be okay. Yeah, some more images of how sparse it was. I mean, and the thing that gets me is these little photos, and someone found where these came from. They came from Temu, and they were like $3 for these little hang-up photos of Willy Wonka, or like, I think this is more like Candyland, the game. And they're like, yes, $5, that'll do it, and it should cover the entire wall. Yeah. Very disappointing for children everywhere. So I think the lesson is be careful when booking online, where a company can't show you a previous event they have done, a previous event where you can see the standards that they do. If they don't have that and they've just got a lot of fancy photos, I would keep your money in your pocket and try and find something else to go and do with your family. Because, that's how we judge people, on past results. So, I know it's hard when people are starting out, but it's the way it goes. All right. I can hear a phone ringing, and there's only one phone here. It's right here. It's right here. It says here, Kentucky prison system in chaos after more than 30 workers are caught having sex with inmates behind bars. This word, I can make it bigger, but I can't read it out. You all can see what is highlighted. Behind bars, AR others, and smuggling them drugs, including meth, for cash. A shocking investigation revealed 59 cases of employee on inmate sexual offenses in the past 5 years, with 35 cases involving possible criminal charges. A total of 62 employees were either fired or resigned across 13 state prisons and a minimum security prison camp in Kentucky. At least 14 others were caught smuggling drugs like Suboxone and meth into prisons in exchange for money. It says, more than 30 workers with the Kentucky Department of Corrections were caught having sex with inmates behind bars during a 16-month period, while others were found smuggling drugs and guns. What would you do with a gun in prison? As soon as you fire it, someone's going to be like, where did a gun come from? A shocking investigation by the Herald Leader revealed 59 cases of employee on inmate sexual offenses in the past 5 years. Most recently, 42-year-old Amanda Kolker was charged with third-degree sodomy earlier this month for allegedly having a sexual relationship with an inmate half her age. The inmate, who has not been identified, was serving a lengthy sentence for burglary, assault, and theft. Meanwhile, at least 14 others were caught smuggling drugs like Suboxone and meth into prisons in exchange for money. One officer faced charges for carrying a handgun. Here's two of them here. This is Amanda Kolker here. She had a sexual relationship with a inmate who was half her age. And this is Trista Fox. I don't know who this is. Cynthia Cosman and Michael E. Collins. Jermichael E. Collins. Caught carrying guns and drugs. Okay. There you go. Prison in Kentucky. And it says a total of 62 employees were either fired or resigned. Experts say that troubles in Kentucky state prisons extend beyond inappropriate relationships or smuggling, and the same hold true for correctional facilities across the country. Well, I can see that it probably happens a lot. I mean, these people are in there for a long time. They need companionship. And yeah, it's going to happen when you put people in isolated positions. It says, but more often I think when you're dealing with a mundane daily task and being underappreciated and underpaid and feeling isolated and overworked, given where you're working, this can lead to some problems. Daily Mail was able to identify and picture at least 8 corrections officers who were charged with R word, the S word, and sexual assault in recent years. In a federal lawsuit last year, Todd Stephen Boyce, 56, was accused of sexually abusing an inmate in multiple ways between March and July 2022. Allegedly, prison officials were aware of his behavior but made no effort to stop it. These are a couple more of the prison inmates charged with sexual abuse. And these two were charged with not maintaining a proper distance from inmates, which led to chaos in the prison. I think that's why it's very difficult to have different sexes in the male and female prisons, unfortunately. The temptation is there. Okay, hold on. It says most of them were suspended and they later turned themselves in. One of them was charged with official misconduct, promoting contraband, and conspiracy to promote contraband. Experts said the guards at Kentucky State Prison are not maintaining a proper distance from inmates, which ultimately leads to chaos. Staff have complete control over inmates' lives. They decide if you get extra toilet paper or extra toothpaste, or if you don't. If you're in an environment where you have nothing to bargain with but your body, when you're dealing with these people who hold all the power, then you might be forced to do things you wouldn't ordinarily do. It's a good point. And apparently, in a 10-minute interview with the outlet, the Department of Corrections leaders refused to answer any questions about sexual misconduct and smuggling behind the walls of state prisons. Of course they wouldn't. Scott Jordan, Deputy Commissioner of Adult Institutions, only said his office takes any allegations of wrongdoing very seriously. We handle every piece of information the same, whether that be contraband or a relationship or whatever. The truth of the matter is, if we're not handling these situations in a very aggressive manner, the numbers would not be what they were. The reason the numbers are high is because we're doing what we're supposed to do. To worsen the situation, the Kentucky Department of Corrections has been short-staffed, with more than half of the jobs vacant. Corrections officers had to work extra shifts, sometimes 72 hours a week. as reported by the outlet. Only 47% of its 1,955 correctional officers are filled right now, forcing the department to pay millions of dollars in overtime to staff. Our inmates are pretty keen observers of the environment that they're living in. They know when we're short staffed in a severe way, as we are now. And of course, some of them are going to try to take advantage of that in nefarious ways. Well, I think it takes two to tango. You can't just have sex with a jail employee if they don't want it. You can't just like follow them around and be like, oh, we're having sex now. It takes two people to do the thing, right? At least that's what I've always understood it to be. Um, you can't put all the blame back on the inmates. You must take accountability for the staff. And that if they are under your control, then you must take accountability for as well, being you are the top. So if you can't do that, then that to me shows a very serious lack of self awareness within that system. Darn screws, yeah. Criminals Gone Wild now on, you know, one of the TV channels, HBO After Dark, after 11 o'clock at night. Nanalana says, my dad was a corrections officer for 20 years. I know nightmare stories. I bet. Yeah, they're called screws. I think a lot of the people in the chat know because they've watched that female jail show. What is it called? Wentworth or Prisoner? Those ones. I think a lot of people in the chat have watched them. Yep, idiots. Sounds like a Colleen Hoover book. It does. Oh, give me a week. I will have a PO box up by next week. We actually got notice that the post office closest to me had a vacancy, and I'm going in there later this week to get it all done. So I will let you know. All right. You guys want to talk more stories? I have a million tonight for some reason. A million. All right. How about we do this one? It says officials ID body found along Summit Portage line as missing Cuyahoga Falls woman. Really sad. It says Chandra Maya Pudel Rimmel, a Cuyahoga Falls woman who was reported missing the morning of February 21st. The Cuyahoga Falls police said they have issued warrants for James Rimmel, her husband, with murder, strangulation, tampering with evidence, domestic violence, making false alarms, and abuse of a corpse. Police said Rimmel is currently hospitalized and not an ongoing threat to public safety. State and local authorities blocked off the crime scene investigation area Tuesday, finding Rimmel's body in a wooded area off Middlebury Road along the Summit Portage line. The Summit Community Medical Examiner's Office confirmed that the body had been located in what authorities consider a suspicious death, and an autopsy was planned for Wednesday. There's sort of the area where she was found. It says the Cuyahoga Falls were trying to locate Poodle Rimmel since her husband reported her missing the morning of February 21. A news release Saturday said officers had searched the family home and surrounding area and interviewed neighbors in an attempt to locate her. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations was working with Middlebury Road Tuesday in the vicinity of the Summit Metro Park's Freedom Trail. Police from Stowe, Kent, and Cuyahoga Falls were also at the scene. The area is at the meeting point of the cities Stowe, Tallmadge, and Kent. I'm probably saying the middle one wrong. BCI was requested by the Cuyahoga Falls Police Department to process the scene. BCI spokesman said the investigation is ongoing. How very sad. And another wife is killed and her body dumped because her husband who knows, is a jerk, can't handle his wife probably leaving him, or I don't know, no idea. I'm going to try to find a little bit more about her. I had to look up this word before the show because it has a U here, but it's actually like, it's sort of silent. They pronounce it Cuyahoga like that, not Cuyahoga or whatever this says. I had to look it up because I've never seen that word or town before. All right. WKYC has
Studios. This is 3 News at 6 with Russ Mitchell and Christy Paul.
We begin with breaking news out of Summit County tonight, where police have found a woman's body near the Summit County Metro Parks Freedom Trail.
Neil Fisher is live with breaking details and more on what we've learned about who that woman is. Hi, Neil.
Hey, good evening, Christy and Russ. We have learned that the missing 33-year-old woman who was identified as Chandra Maya Pudel Ramal was located here near the Summit County Metro Parks Freedom Trail earlier today. The Cuyahoga Falls Police Department releasing a statement earlier this evening, about 30 minutes ago, saying that approximately 11 a.m., Cuyahoga Falls police were searching the 1300 block of Middlebury Road in Kent. Police located the body of a deceased Asian female. The female was later positively identified as Chandra Maya Pudel Ramal. The scene was processed by the Ohio BCI and the Summit County Medical Examiner's Office. And the main suspect that Cuyahoga Falls police have said has been James Ramal, Chandra's husband, who reported her disappearance on the 21st of February. Cuyahoga Falls police have issued warrants for James Ramal, including murder, strangulation, tampering with evidence, domestic violence, making false alarms, and abuse of a corpse. The Summit County Medical Examiner's Office has scheduled an autopsy for Wednesday. Meanwhile, the Cuyahoga Falls Police Department says that Ramal is in the hospital and not a threat to the public tonight. Reporting live in Summit County, Neil Fisher, 3 News.
Goodness, cannot imagine what it's like for the rest of her family. Neil, thank you so much.
One major question.
That ending was a little weird. It was like the most silent kind of. She was like, thank you, Neil. It was a bit weird. Miranda says Cuyahoga is Indian for Crooked River. Okay. Hey, BC. Thank you. If you go back about 3 days, you'll find more information in an interview with his uncle. His uncle, her uncle. Let me have a see. Let me see what I can find. About 3 days. Okay. No. All right, let me see. Don't see anything from an uncle, even if I look back a few days. But I do see that, according to authorities, Rimmel's husband contacted the department after he woke up at 9 p.m. and discovered her missing. That's never real. And it says, yeah, just anyone with information should contact them. What about Cleveland police? Here, maybe this one? It says, a Cuyahoga woman has been missing since Wednesday. Investigators are asking the community for help in finding her. It says, Dill Rimmel, a family member, says Chandra's husband didn't know where she went when they got to the home on Wednesday morning. I asked if she had taken any phone, her ID, or car, and her husband said she didn't take anything. That's always the worst thing. Anytime we ever hear of a woman going missing and she doesn't have her purse, her ID, her makeup, every other little thing that a woman takes with her, you're just like, someone she knows did something to her. It's guaranteed. women go everywhere with everything. I can tell you. I've looked in handbags before, and I'm like, why do you need this? And oh, what if this happens? And I'm like, has it ever? No, it's never happened, but it might. And I'm like, all right, it's your handbag. So I know women travel with everything. So for the fact that she didn't take anything with her, it should be like the most giant red flag, you know? Even jogging, like they'd take a phone, music, something, ID, cash, something. They want a coffee on the way back. I mean, it's it's a bit weird when that always gets reported. It says CFPD say they've searched the family's home and interviewed neighbors in an attempt to locate her. Investigators say her husband did not provide any other information on her possible whereabouts. Like, yeah, I don't know her very well. I don't know where she might go. Yeah, she's your wife. You probably know every place she's ever been, or should. It says CFPD says Rimmel is 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighs 119 pounds. She has black hair, black brown eyes. The department does not have a description of the clothing she was last seen in, or any vehicles that she may have been driving. Okay, I want to look up more about this family member, Dill Rimmel. It's a very unfortunate name. I think it's Indian, traditional Indian, something like that. Uh, let's have a look. That didn't work.
Back to our breaking news in Portage County as the body of a missing Cuyahoga Falls mother has been found.
Police confirming her identity moments ago, nearly 1 week now, Tiffany, after the 33-year-old went missing. Our Kelly Kennedy live now with breaking information. Good evening, Kelly.
Good evening, Tiffany and Brian. This story has had so many twists and turns in just the past couple of hours. Now, about 30 minutes ago, as you mentioned, Cuyahoga Falls police did confirm that the body they found here at the Freedom Trail here in Kent in this wooded area does belong to that missing mother of 3. Police also confirming that they believe the person who murdered her was this woman's own husband. His name is James Ramal. He's 33 years old. Take a look here. We have a photo of him. Cuyahoga Falls police have issued several arrest warrants for Ramal. He's wanted for murder, strangulation, and several other charges. Now, police discovered the body of 33-year-old Sandra Pauldell Ramal in the woods off Middlebury Road near the Freedom Trail at around 11 o'clock this morning. The Cuyahoga Falls mother of 3 has been missing now for nearly a week. Her husband originally told police when he woke up she was gone. She also left her phone, her ID, and her car behind. Now, police tell us Ramal is currently hospitalized and he is not a risk to public safety. Some family members did tell 19 News earlier this week that the husband checked himself into the hospital because he was so distressed over his wife's disappearance. Now, we're going to keep working to get the latest information on this case from detectives. We'll bring you an update as soon as more information is available. For now, reporting live in Kent, Kelly Kennedy, 19 News.
Okay, Kelly, thank you for that information this evening.
There you go, at least a photo of him. I know, it just doesn't make any sense, does it? You're going to kill someone, at least come up with a more imaginative story than, oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. But, sir, this is your wife. Yeah, I don't know. Disappeared into thin air. I never seen her. I don't know who she is. I don't know what she has. I don't know what she wears. I don't know what's missing. I don't even know if she owns any clothes. I don't know if she owns a handbag or a phone. That's how it seems with some of these guys. They just think if they just say they deny everything, no one will ever figure it out that it was them. Unfortunately, it tends to lead to big red flags, and people figure it out very quickly. All right. Just trying to see if there's any other information about it. No. Okay. I'll look for that uncle thing later, though. We may bring it up tomorrow. That's very sad. 3 kids, I know. He checked in to hide, I bet. Yep, probably. Oh, you have to make your weekly donation? You'll win one of these times, gambler. 12 miles? That's not very far, is it? Alright. You want to talk about little Elijah? We can do that. So I watched the press conference earlier today, and I gotta say, the media are just like a pack of wolves. They just want answers. They don't want these stupid press conferences anymore. They're just like, give us the answers. Tell us, where is he? And they were ravenous today. If you guys watched that press conference, they, the chief, he kept saying, I will keep searching until we find Elijah and bring him home safe. He just kept repeating that over and over. And then he kept saying, I can't give you any more details. It's an ongoing investigation. It might hinder us, or blah, blah, blah. And the media just wouldn't have it. They were just like, no, tell us about this. And why won't you give us information on that? And the big one that they wanted to know was, has Elijah been seen on any CCTV? That's what they wanted to know. They kept asking, they're like, has anyone sent in a video with Elijah on it? Do you have any proof of life video with Elijah on anything? And he wouldn't answer it. He just kept saying, oh, well, I just care about bringing him home safe, and that's part of our investigation. We can't comment on it. But the media, it's like the media knows something. That's how it feels. It feels like, those times where the media knows something but can't report on it until the police confirm it? It's like they know something because they all asked about it. Every single person in that media pack asked the same question about this video that might have him on it, or something to do with Elijah. And yeah, Emily Knob says, yep, frustrating to a lot of people. Yep, I agree. They don't know. Maybe they don't. Yeah, he tried to play it back as well. He tried to say today, hey, oh, you might see us searching rivers and the the tip and things like that. Oh, they're just leads that we're chasing down. And then the media didn't take that either. They're like, so you go and search rivers and tips for any kind of lead, do you? And it just, I don't know. I think they're sort of getting sick of these weird press conferences where he calls a press conference 5 o'clock, and then they come in and they're just like, yeah, so we're still looking for Elijah, and I can't tell you anything else because it might jeopardize our investigation. I'll take any questions though. Tell me about your questions. And that's it. And I don't know. I feel like you probably shouldn't call the media out there unless you have more information to give out, because they're starting to get a bit tired of it. But that's their right. They're police, and they've got to do their investigation, and they've got to do it the way they feel is going to keep it as like tight as they can, really. But I get the frustration from the media and the public. I get both sides of it. Oh yeah, I can show you. What am I doing? Ping. You get on these stupid rants and then you don't show them anything. All right. Is this it? No. No, that's not it. But what the hell is this? I want to see what this video is, and then I'll find the press conference. Oh, bit of a nighttime tornado. Oh, very ragged. Yeah, not a great tornado. All right. Okay, all right. Let me find the press conference and we'll have a quick look. He's only there for like 2 minutes. And then he just starts taking these. I want to show you the press if you didn't see it. All right, there we go.
FBI is now offering a reward up to $15,000 in the search for a missing boy in Manitowoc County.
3-year-old Elijah Vu was reported missing 1 week ago today. His disappearance sparked an Amber Alert. 12 News' Kendall Keys is live in Two Rivers tonight, and Kendall police and the FBI just gave an update.
And Joyce, police emphasize their extensive search efforts here locally in Two Rivers, and also say tips expanded their search to the Wisconsin Dells where Elijah's mother lives, but still no sign of the 3-year-old. Right now, the boy's mother, Katrina Bauer, and her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, are in custody. We know from a criminal complaint Elijah had been staying with Vang at his residence in Two Rivers. Vang told police he last saw Elijah at the apartment at 8 last Tuesday morning. Do police believe Elijah left that residence on his own?
Again, I can't speculate. I will say that, again, when we're talking about the Amber Alert that we put out, people wanted me to speculate on an abduction versus endangered. At this point, what I do know is a child was missing in cold temperatures, winter temperatures, in relatively little clothing and possibly a blanket. That's what we're searching for, and we'll continue to search for until I get some answers.
To anyone who may have information about Elijah's whereabouts, we plead with you to please come forward. Your courage, your compassion, your willingness to speak up may hold the key to Elijah's safe return.
And Kendall, we also learned today the FBI pitched in with a reward.
Joyce, that $15,000 reward from the FBI comes after the Manitowoc County Crime Stoppers offered $1,000 over the weekend. Now, that reward money is for any information that leads to Elijah or the arrest of anyone who might be involved in his disappearance. I asked the police chief tonight if he believes there might be anyone else involved. He didn't answer that question tonight, Joyce.
Kendall Keys reporting live tonight in Two Rivers.
Yeah, hearing from the Elijah's sort of distant family is very sad. I mean, imagine that's you that has to be brought into this. Like, you have a little boy that's in your family, maybe you haven't seen them for a while, and then all of a sudden you're brought into a missing child investigation, and you have to step in front of a like a waiting press pack with police, and then give out like an emotional statement. I feel for those people. I really do. It cannot be easy. It really cannot. Is this the right one? Hold on. Yes, here we go. So I don't want to show you the press conference. I don't think there's any point. They don't really tell you anything. But I did want to show you the... Is this... I just wanted to show you the questioning bit because I thought it was bizarre.
Right, we've gotten that question a lot. I appreciate that question. What I will say is the reason that we've been seeking out to the...
Chief Emily Tessick from Fox 11. When was the last time someone other than Jesse Vang saw Elijah? What was the last time he was seen by someone other than someone who's arrested in the case?
Right, we've gotten that question a lot. I appreciate that question. What I will say is the reason that we've been seeking out to the public to request all the information that we are is because we are following up on every lead, tip, etc. And that is one of those things. We want to know every time, anytime that Elijah was seen during this past week. So we will continue to follow up on all leads, any leads, and that's what's leading us into the locations that we've been.
What was the most recent, I guess, before he disappeared?
I can't comment directly on the investigation, but I can tell you that we are following up on all those and we continue to ask for those.
Chief Rita Jones, Fox 6. Have you all
Hang on,
received...
just a second. Rita, go
Rita
ahead
Jones,
first.
Fox 6 Milwaukee. Have you all received any information that indicates that Elijah is still alive, whether that be any surveillance or ring camera?
I'm not going to speculate on anything at this point, but what I will say is all our efforts are for bringing home Elijah safe. I believe that all our efforts thus far have done just that. We've reached out to hundreds and hundreds of resources over this week's time span, and they're all dedicated to bringing him home, and will continue to follow up on any leads to do so.
Chief Kendall Keys, WISN 12. Do police believe Elijah left that residence on his own?
Again, I can't speculate. I will say that again, when we're talking about the Amber Alert that we put out, people wanted me to speculate on an abduction versus endangered. At this point, what I do know is a child was missing in cold temperatures, winter temperatures, in relatively little clothing and possibly a blanket. That's what we're searching for, and we'll continue to search for until I get some answers.
I know you asked for surveillance video. Has there been any video that shows him on his own walking, anything like that?
I can't comment directly on that. What I will say is if that is in fact the case, I know that we have DCI agents, FBI agents, and local police doing just that because we're.
See, it's that one. If you had that, wouldn't that help people find that little boy? So why not clarify? If you don't have that information, why not say you don't have it? Or if you do have it, why not at least you could show people a photo of what he looked like, what he looked like that morning. So I don't understand personally just what the mind games of not answering that question. Some of the others are probably a little too into the investigation. I get that. But this one is sort of harmless. It's tell us, do you have any like proof of life video of Elijah? And if you do, like, why can't you tell us about it? But I sort of get it. Speculation at this point, a little bit. Who is it? Jerry. Jerry. Hey, Jerry. How are you? Welcome. I appreciate it. Your wife is lovely. She always supports this channel and is always here in the chat. It's glad to have you along with us. That'd be fantastic. It's like a husband and wife thing going on. It's great. All right, let's listen to the last couple. Can you hear the press pack though? They're like animals, and each time he has to sort of go, no, wait, hold on. We're going to go to the other side and let them have a question. He's like, you've had too many. We're going to go over here. Like they're just chomping at the bit to get any sort of information out of him.
Tips that relate to Elijah Boo and his return.
Chief Perry, Apostolakos, NBC 26. You mentioned that there are search efforts in other parts of the state. Can you speak to what those have included? You mentioned here we've been searching landfills and waterways. You said that there have been searches going on in Wisconsin Dells. What have those looked like?
Well, I think what I can tell you is that you've seen and you guys have been broadcasting searches of landfills, searches of our waterways. We know that people have been out into the Dells. Those are all things that we're following up on leads on. Any lead, we'll leave no rock unturned. We're going to follow up on those leads because ultimately our goal is, again, we want to bring Elijah home. So it doesn't matter how small that lead or tip may be, please bring that to us. Contact our tip line because we will get people out there to follow up on any lead whatsoever. I think we're going to go back over here because he was asking earlier.
You had spoke about misinformation before. How does misinformation spread, specifically in this case on Facebook, hinder this specific investigation and then just an investigation in general?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
The misinformation on Facebook, how does that hinder an investigation, this one specifically, and just in general?
That in particular doesn't necessarily hinder the investigation. What it does is it hinders all the efforts within the community. Because again, our primary efforts here are to bring Elijah home safe. And if the public's getting misinformation, that's going to lead them awry. I want them to know the facts. Our department takes pride in remaining transparent here in Two Rivers. And that's why I'm putting out all these news releases. That's why I'm having a news conference with you today, is because I want the public to know the facts, just the facts, and be up to date with those facts so they can continue their own searches. We're appreciative of those. I'm also appreciative of all the resources that we're focusing on throughout Manitowoc and beyond.
Chief, can you talk about the toll this is taking on?
I'm sorry, can we take another question over here? I'd like to spread this around.
Samantha Cavalli, WBAY News. Have you been able to find any items that Elijah was last wearing? We have video of people collecting evidence, potentially might be that dinosaur shoe that was missing.
Right. I can't comment on exactly what has been taken or would not be taken. I don't know the investigation issues there as far as how that plays out. What I do know is that we're continuing to search for any of those items that you're talking about. So basically, you guys have all seen the photo of Elijah. We've mentioned that he may have had dinosaur print shoes, a red plaid blanket, and the clothing description. We are still looking for anybody that has tips on any of that stuff, because we will follow up on it and we will try to figure out if it is related to Elijah Vu.
Where do you go from here? Is there still?
I'm sorry, can we go here? Last question.
Yeah, Chief Minor, Felix O from Local 5 News. A week after he's gone missing, how confident are you that Elijah is still alive?
Again, I'm not going to speculate. What I'm going to do is continue to search for Elijah Vu. We are doing everything in our efforts, believing that he is still out there. We will find him and we will bring him home. That's what we're searching for. And really, anybody in the community, anybody beyond, this is not related to just Two Rivers. This is abroad. So even outside of the Two Rivers community, I ask everybody in the state and beyond, really just start looking at your property. That's what you can do as a person, not right here physically. If you're looking for something to do, first check your property, then get involved in some of these other search efforts. That would help us a great deal. And again, reach out to that tip line, come back to us, and provide us with any tips, and we will follow up on them.
Do investigators have a reason to believe at
I'm
this
sorry.
point that there's anyone else involved in this disappearance?
I was just going to read. I'm sorry. That was the last question. I will just close with, I'd like to thank you, everyone, for being here today. You've heard pleas from the family now. We echo those same pleas. Since our number one, our priority has always been, I keep repeating it, to bring Elijah home. I'm asking everyone to continue in their searches, continue to contact our tip line, report anything at all that you feel may help us bring Elijah home. Everyone has been affected by this deal, this incident a great deal. This is a close-knit Two Rivers community. We're all devastated. We want answers. You want answers. I know efforts of our city staff, our citizens, and those beyond our city limits are going to continue to work together, and we'll bring Elijah home. Thank you.
There you go. That was the question part of it. I don't know what you think, but are they going to keep doing these every night? If they are, they might as well just send off a like a pre-made pre-roll appeal every day. Like if that's what he wants, if he wants an appeal for information or sightings of Elijah or door cam or whatever, then they should just be very clear. It's just an appeal. It's not a press conference. It's not a question and answer. It's just a appeal for information. Because otherwise they're going to keep getting that. They're going to keep getting like people just absolutely like those reporters were wild. Like he had to be sort of like, he had to be the conductor. He was conducting the press conference with the questions. He was like, no, not from there, but from over here. Not from there, but from over there. I think we're going to go over here now because you've asked too many. We're going to go back over here now because you've now asked too many. Yeah. Yeah, like a daily bulletin. Because I don't know, does it help anyone? Does it help anything? I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. I hope it does. I hope someone calls in with information, but it just seems very messy. It seems very messy for just, very little information, just more like if you have any sightings, if you've seen anything, if you have any video, just get it into us and, that's it. But yeah. Why cut? I don't know why they do that. It's an interesting question. You have to ask police. Is there sort of a set limit they take? Like we take 10 questions, or because they sort of got to a point and they just went, "Nah, that's it, no more." Hey, Nana. What? I had to leave this ping. Look up the. I had to leave. What? I don't know what she's talking about. Oh, it's getting a bit chilly by you. Hope it warms up. Yes, is there another? We're going to have to wrap up soon, unfortunately. I may come back for a late show today because we just got so much to cover. Wait, hold on. Did they reissue the Amber Alert for that little boy Noah? Hold on. Let me see. They did too. They reissued the Amber Alert for Noah Johnson. Remember how they dropped it last week? Well, they've reissued the Amber Alert for Noah. Little boy that has a heart issue. He has, his heart is got a lot of problems, needs medication and stuff. Interesting. Updated the date, time, and last seen location. The Harris County, Texas Constable's Office has issued another Amber Alert for a child abduction that occurred on the 6th of the 2nd at 3 p.m. Abduction was Noah Johnson, black male, age 1. Suspect vehicle is a white 2007 GMC Yukon bearing Texas registration STM7097. Suspect is Camilla Johnson, a black female, 38, 5 feet 4 inches tall, 170 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Victim is Noah Johnson, 3 feet 0 inches, 26 pounds with hair and brown eyes. I'm glad he's got hair. Last seen wearing a navy shirt and pants with flower pattern. Victim has hair braided in cornrows. The state of Texas issued paperwork that removes custody from the mother. Child is in danger due to serious health condition. Suspect was last known to be at Walmart, West 133rd Street in Kansas City, Missouri on the 26th of the 2nd, 2024 at 9:45 p.m. Please call 911 or Harris County, Texas at 281-488-4040 if you have any information pertaining to this alert. Interesting. So they now have a verifiable sighting of Camilla Johnson and Noah at a Walmart in Kansas City, Missouri. So there you go. Because we all thought it was weird that they dropped the Amber Alert, but they must have been waiting for a I don't know, a sighting or something, or more information about Missouri. Hey, Leisha. Oh, isn't that nice? I'm glad they saved your little pet. That's so cute. It's very nice of you to give them something. And there's another Amber Alert that we will get to in the late show. It's Sebastian Rogers, and this one seems pretty serious, unfortunately. Sebastian Rogers, February 26th, last seen from Hendersonville, Tennessee, age 15, sex male. He's white, has brown hair, brown eyes, 5'5", 120 pounds. Last seen wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. There's a photo of Sebastian. Looks like a nice kid. It says an Amber Alert has been issued on behalf of the Sumner County Sheriff's Office for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Sebastian is a 15-year-old white male, 5 feet 5 inches tall, 120 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Sebastian was last seen on February 26, 2024 in the area of Stafford Court in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sebastian was last seen wearing the black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. Sebastian has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. If you have seen Sebastian or have information regarding his whereabouts, please contact the Sumner County Emergency Communications Center at 615-451-3838 or the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. There you go. The little kid, Sebastian Rogers. I heard someone said that he was autistic, but I was unable to verify that information. Autistic. Let me see. I just don't want to call someone autistic when they're not. You know what I mean? Or he has like a different condition. Oh, there we go. Authorities play music to help soothe find missing autistic Tennessee teen. We're told his favorite song was Eye of the Tiger. He has good taste. We've tried to play that to kind of calm him and let him know we're here to help him. It's a good idea. Search and rescue crews have been playing music to help soothe and find an endangered autistic boy who has been missing since Sunday. That's really clever. Let's watch the little video.
So right now we have enough first responders on the ground here that we can communicate with, that have the same training. They have the apps that we use to track, and there's a litany of reasons that it's important right now. There may come a time when we call on the public to come out and help us search, but right now we have plenty of first responders on scene. The best thing the public can do to help us is keep sharing it on social media. If you see something, say something, call the Sumner County Emergency Communication Center at 615-451-3838 and check your home surveillance video. Just check. If you see something, call us. We'll come out and look. I think that's going to be what breaks the case, is somebody's home surveillance video seeing something.
And at what point are people going to be
They absolutely are. Sumner County is the greatest place on earth. I truly believe that. We have the absolute greatest citizens here, but we also have the best law enforcement relationships in the county. We've got people from across the state here, the TBI, Tennessee Highway Patrol, Hendersonville, Gallatin sent people. We have plenty of first responders. So my urge to the public right now would be to check your home videos and stay rested, because when the call comes, we'll put it out on social media, and that's when we'll need you to come.
and then, did you want to speak as well? Okay, I'm going to get you.
In the meantime, is when you approach this search, is it different looking for a child than an adult?
It's definitely different looking for a child with autism. Yesterday, we consulted with someone in the first responder world who does emergency management, who also has children who are autistic, and she kind of laid it out for some things that I didn't understand or comprehend at first. She gave us a lot of tips and tricks, so we've had several calls from people with autistic relatives that have told us, hey, have you thought about this? And listen, there's nothing off the table. I don't care how crazy it sounds. If it's going to help me find Sebastian, get him home safe to his family, I'm going to do it.
And what are some of those considerations that go into looking for a child with autism?
Some of the things that he likes, what he's familiar with. We know that Sebastian likes cats. We were told that his favorite song was Eye of the Tiger. We've tried playing that to just kind of calm him and let him know we're here to help him. I'm sure that he could see what's going on here and be intimidated, but if he sees this newscast, I want him to know, Sebastian, come out. We're here to help you. We just want to get you home safe.
And at this point, have you guys ruled out any indication of foul play?
I won't say that we've ruled out any indication of foul play, but I will say that the family has been nothing but cooperative with us. Nothing but cooperative. There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
How have those tips been of people coming in and offering up any information you guys have had, any leads or any information you can share with that?
We've had several tips. One of the tips was that he was sighted off of Newman's Trail off Long Hollow Pike. We actually, when we got that tip, we sent a team out. We made contact with who they thought was Sebastian, and it was not.
So they basically think he like walked away. Is that what it was? Oh, guys, give me 1 second. Hold on. All right, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, the music is a good idea. This interview goes for quite a while, so I'm not going to play it all. But what I will do is I will give you the link for it in case you would like to watch it all about Sebastian. So very sad. I hope they find him. I mean, if he only just walked away, I hope they'll find him. We'll get a good story, a good news out of it. Laura T says she's still blocked from the chat. Laura, I had a look in the block settings and your name's not there. I'm going to have another look and I'll see what I can do. Okay? I will see what I can find out. But thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. The channel could not do it without the people who support this channel. It's very kind of them. Hey, Robbie. Hey, how are you? Good to have you here this afternoon. We're going to have to start wrapping up. Trisha's going to be on shortly. You may be wondering why I didn't cover Laken Riley, because Trish has it as her title for her show, and I didn't want to steal that from them. Even though I do have the paperwork, if people want to continue to talk about Laken Riley in the late show, I'm happy to do it, and we can go through the affidavit and things like that. But I don't want to steal their title story from them. I that would be not very nice. So we can do that in the second part of the show after their show airs. If you're still keen on talking about Laken Riley, you know what I mean. Happy to do that, but don't want to like steal all their stories. Yeah, apparently she's out there. She can hear us, but she cannot chat for some reason. So poor lady. Hope she's hope we can figure it out for her. It's been a pretty good show this evening. We got through a lot of stories, a lot of people, a lot of sad things, and we had that weird one about the Wonka thing. What a strange story. I can't believe these people tried to fleece 1 million people in Glasgow for Willy Wonka experience tickets, and then ended up doing something so crap like that. It was terrible. You wouldn't pay £35 for that. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna let you all go, and I hope tomorrow night show everything's a little more back to normal with everyone. I don't know where everyone is tonight. Everyone's disappeared this week. But yes. Oh, and Sean, for yesterday, I didn't say thank you because it came in just as the show ended. So Sean, thank you. And Vicky K, if you didn't hear me yesterday, I heard you in the chat at the end. I'm so sorry. But yes, thank you very much, Vicky. I do appreciate it. It's very kind of you. So yeah, if you didn't hear it yesterday, I do appreciate you. And I'll update the end movie before we come on in the late show. Okay. So until then, I'll see you later. Good night, everyone. See you later.